Hello everyone, Matt from Model Minutes here, and welcome back to the workbench for another unboxing. A little bit different this time. We're going to be looking at this, a BB-8 and R2-D2 from Bandai in 1:12 scale. So join me as I take a look inside the box and see what we've got. So on the outside of the box then, you can see we've got both of these droids from the Star Wars franchise, and we've got Star Wars The Force Awakens over here. So this kit would have matched up with the time when that one was released. I've actually had this one sitting in my stash for a few years. It was a gift. It was given to me by my wife for a birthday or Christmas a few years ago. So it's been sitting in there a while and I need an excuse to get it out. So looking on the edge here, we've got some images of the product in a completed stage, but it also has different options to how you can display them, seeing as we seem to have, I wonder if it says it on the other side, no. We seem to have, different tools for the droids and different configurations that they can be displayed in, which is pretty cool. The short edge doesn't really feature any more information, but we do have a item code of 0203220. Then on the other edge, we've got some more images of the droids, and it does seem there is a display base or a little sort of snap together base included. Copyrights of Lucasfilm and Disney, and not much else I can make out given that I can't read that. And with that, I think maybe we should get inside the box and see what we've got. So instructions, always a good place to start. So we have our fold out booklet, which just seems to go on forever. Let's see if we can find a sensible starting place. I think that's the starting place, but it doesn't seem to be in English, so I might struggle a little bit with this. I'll just have to go off the pictures. We've got a sprue map here, which is handy to see, and we can see that spoilers, they've got multicolored parts in there. Then we're not on steps. This is a little bit complicated because it's all over the place. Right. So step one is over here. This side is black and white, which is a little bit of a shame, but we can live with that. And it looks like the darker areas are the parts we're assembling. So we're starting off by assembling BB-8's head, and looks like we just snap everything together. And then when we've done that, we move on to the central part of BB-8, which comes as a cube with then panels which join together to form a ball, which is really quite cool. It doesn't look like they use magnets or anything to hold this together, but there is a kind of stand which is used to hold the parts in the relevant position, which would be quite handy just to make sure that it doesn't fall over. However, there does seem to be an alternative part for the top if you don't want to have like the ball able to rotate, so you can just stick it on in one position. Doesn't look overly complicated. Now we move on to R2-D2, and it's the same kind of deal with the head, snapping different parts together. It looks like there's stickers and things that need to go on there. And then we do his legs, and then we can turn over. There are some small details. To step 7, which is on this side, and now it's in colour. And we do various internal parts of his body, a few more bits of his legs, and then we add the panels which cover his various tools. And there is a little display base which we can snap together to have them put together, and then you have his option of putting his little tools out, or you can have his legs in a sort of driving position. So yeah, there's quite a lot of options included in this kit. So those are the instructions. We have here what appears to be possibly painting instructions, along with decal or sticker placement as well, which I'm probably going to have to sit down and take my time to read. A little bit frustrating that all of this is, I presume, in Japanese and I can't read it. I'm going to be a little bit annoyed if I find an English one in the box in a minute, seeing as I've just done all of this work for the video. However, we have got a Bandai 2015 made in Japan. So that would make sense if this is a 2015 kit. I'm pretty sure that's possibly when this was tooled and designed, so that it would match up with the Force Awakens release. So we have a bag of parts. We actually have a couple of bags of parts, and I'll come to them in a minute. So let's get this one open. As you can see, I've not been tempted to get this one out yet and see what we've got. There are decals or transfers or water slide transfers also included, but these are stickers. So if you just want to do this quite as a quick build, just get your stickers out and stick them on. They do have a slight texture to them, which is quite nice. Printing's okay. But I would probably go with the water slide transfers. So we'll look at those ones because those are in this bag here. So we'll get them out and have a quick look. And there we are. I have built the Bandai Millennium Falcon, only the small one, some years ago. I think that came with transfers. I don't remember though. But I don't think there'll be any issues with Bandai because they're quite high quality, aren't they? So it's the same. Let's just check it's the same as the stickers. Yeah, so you can see it's the same sheet. It's just that obviously these are decals and these are stickers. So depending on your skill level or how you want to build the kit, then you've got your options there, which is pretty cool. They look generally okay though. I'll probably go for the decals. So let's look at the sprues of parts. We have a white sprue, and this has the body of R2-D2 on it. It's a little bit shiny, quite smooth plastic. Mold quality is really nice though. The details on there are really good. There's no flash that I can see. And actually, to be honest, the white of this plastic is a really good, it's a good white. Like other companies, when they do white plastic, it actually comes out like more of a cream or maybe a little bit more of a grey, but this is actually like quite a vibrant white. Probably wouldn't even need to paint this, would you? You could just weather it up and call it done. Then we've got a grey sprue, which contains, well, it's more of a silver. It's like a silvery grey, which contains his head parts and other smaller details, which are all very nice to look at as well. No flash on there. The plastic doesn't feel greasy or anything, so that's quite good. Then we can move on to, this just blows my mind, this does. So Bandai multicolour sprues. Naturally, I presume that when they've got the mould and they've clamped them together, they'll inject blue, then black, and then a gold. So it all comes out on the same frame. But yeah, that's really clever technology, isn't it? So we've got one black piece up here, which is nice and glossy. All of our blue parts here. The blue plastic feels a little bit, just a little bit more softer than the white perhaps, but it's still pretty good. Again, details are nice. And then the gold feels ever so, it's like slightly rubbery, I'd say. Slightly rubbery plastic, but it's still pretty decent. You see there's a bit of flex in the plastic there as you manipulate the wires. So that's probably intentional so that you don't damage them when you install them. And then we have another multicolored sprue, which again blows my mind. So on this one, we've got our orangey yellow for our BB-8. We've got our white parts for BB-8. We've got some black parts, and we've got clear parts as well. So this is for the little stand to hold BB-8 up. But they've made it in clear so that you don't have to be like it doesn't have to be too noticeable, which is really nice. Again, the plastics, each plastic has a slightly different consistency because of the color. I imagine the black is a little bit, feels a little bit rubbery, but on the whole, yeah, not too bad. Crystal clear on the clear parts there. Very nice looking kit. Right, I think there's only one thing left to look at now. So we've got in another bag, we have a silvery grey sprue for BB-8. So those are his small little detail parts. Again, very crisply moulded. Very nice to see. I'm led to believe that most of Bandai kits are sort of snapped together. So the minimum of glue will be needed. Again, we've got Bandai 2015 at the top there. Make that out on the video. And then finally, we've got our little display bases. So there's two of these. And you replace this panel in here. I'm not sure why it has an open panel. It just does for some reason. And then there's like a little plate here, which I presume these ones are used for snapping them together. So they're modular, and you can snap your figures, if you get more, together and have them out all as one display. But yeah, very nice looking kit indeed. So round that up, we had 1, 2, 3, 4 plastic sprues, all of a very high quality, but you know, these two, they're printed in multicolours, which is amazing. Not forgetting these two that I put down to the side, which are white and silver. Then we had our decals or stickers, depending on your preference and which you'd rather use. I'm probably going to go with the decals. And to top it all off, we have a instruction booklet, which is, in my case, only printed in Japanese. So I'll struggle a little bit to read it, but hopefully with the help of perhaps a translation app, and also the fact that we've got some very clear images. Granted, on this side, they're only printed in black and white, but on the other side, they're printed in full color. Should be relatively easy to follow. So all of that came contained within a very smart looking box. So as mentioned, we had a date of 2015 on there, which I believe is potentially the tooling date. Information is a little bit tricky to find, but yeah, I don't think it was before then anyway. I believe you can get this boxing or another boxing similar to this of this kit, which ties in with a slightly later release of a different film. As mentioned previously, this was a gift, so at the time I didn't know how much it was worth, but it would seem that floating around in various online sellers, the sort of value for this is about £40. I think that given the fact you've effectively got two models inside this boxing, the choice of decals or stickers, and everything comes to a very high quality, that's probably not a bad price. But let me know down in the comments what you think of my review and if my assessment was fair. As always, a quick shout out to my channel members and patrons for the extra support they give the channel. Massive thanks to these guys on screen. If you'd like to join them, take a look at the links in the description. Alternatively, there are other ways to help support the channel, and full information is underneath the video. The best way to support this channel for free though is by subscribing with notifications turned on so you never miss a modelling upload. Finally though, the last thing to say is a massive thank you to you for watching this one, and I'll see you on the workbench again next time.